Hello, Javed. James. Can you see that okay? Look like it. Slightly. Morning, James. See if that does the job. Close, but more cigar. Here we go. That'll do. Good enough. Hey, Alistair, good to see you. Not spoken to you for so long. Okay, let's get the YouTube channel set up, shall we? So GME's got earnings today, guys. GameStop. Do we think that will impact the stock? Will GameStop have a rally today? Let me know what your thoughts are. Seeing any prospects just yet? Not really. We've got TNXP, which is moving up. It's about 27% up on the day. We've got a couple of smaller movers, kind of sub $2, which not really my bag, as you know. But like I say, GameStop's got earnings today. HP have got earnings today. Actually, let's have a quick look at HPQ. So this has been steadily moving up on the over the last couple of days, but no volume at the minute. The interesting, it's a very choppy daily chart. I mean, look, take a look at this on the daily. How do you trade something like this? This is HP. How do you trade that? That's so choppy. It could be 40 one day and 35 the next. It's literally that rangy. I dare say you can make some good money on HP swinging it though. Hey Matt, how are you? And good afternoon to you as well, Phil. Good to see you back. Yeah, but if I look at GME, it's down on low volume. I mean, look at that. There's just no volume at the minute. So it went from 122.40 to 121, whatever that is. It's a dollar range in a fraction of a second. There's no volume yet. So it'll be interesting when the apes wake up, what they make of earnings with GME. So I'm keeping an eye on GME. I'm going to stick that. Actually, I'll stick that on because it's got earnings, and I'll put AMC on there because they do trade together. So I'm just keeping an eye on those guys. Hey, Kieran. Good morning, William. The more volatility, the better. Scored them. Hey, not very well. Yeah, so the two things that we really look for in day trading is volatility and volume. Right now, regardless of how volatile GME can be, and we know it can be, there's no volume, so we can't trade that pre-market. The AMC, on the other hand, has got a little bit of volume pre-market, so you potentially could look for a pattern breakout there. I'm not seeing anything, maybe a cup and handle, but I'm clutching at straws for that one. There's not enough volume for me to want to take that trade. TNXP has the catalyst, is showing good range, and decent volume. It's not past its average on the day, so in terms of relative volume, but we're 808. So TNXP as a patent granted. If you're wondering why I'm pulling TNXP, it's the top gapper at the moment in terms of stocks that are moving and above $2. I've moved my filters so that I'm talking $2. If you want to look at something under $2, let me know what the ticker is and I'll pull it up and give you some commentary on it. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Don't blindly follow me. Don't blindly follow anybody. Learn how to trade yourself and learn how to spot moving stocks, why they're moving, how much they're moving, etc. Learn how to spot the patterns and do technical analysis. It's much better than paying someone for signals and alerts. Trust me. So for those of you that weren't with me yesterday, we got green on the month in terms of trade profit and loss. So we pretty much recovered all our we actually made a profit. We made $2,000 of profit over the course of it's $2,000 worth of profit. Since I'm laughing at it, I know it's a lot of money for many people. I mean, two grand a month is a wage for a lot of people, and I'm not kind of dismissing that. It's just based on where we are this year. I'm over 300,000 in net profit this year, and we made 1944 in May, and we only made that based on the 6k that we did yesterday. Now, I'm going to caveat that with that's gross profit, that's trade profit, not net profit. Because we do have to factor in commissions, charges, and transaction fees and everything else. So when I do that, we're a little over. We finished the month a little over 11,000 in the red. So it effectively cost us 12,000 in commissions and charges. If we're almost break even on the trade profit and loss. So depends on which way you want to look at it. I'm always a glass kind of half full kind of guy, so I'm looking at that as a win. We finished we had a consecutive green month. So the last, and I'm taking this, my broker will tell me different, my bank manager will tell me different, but my trader view stats and my trading journal tells me I had a green month in May, and I'm sticking to that story. And anybody wants to dispute that, then come after me in the comments. I don't mind. But it just means that we have to be a bit more cautious, a bit more selective of our trades. We've not taken any trades this morning because there's nothing really been moving significantly. Even if I look at the volume, AMC has got decent volume over the last few minutes, but still not enough to be or not volatile enough to be taking trades with it right now. Sega seems to be hitting the scanners, so that's moving up. Needs to be above $11 for me to be interested in this again, really. 1070s. But this little pre-market high of 1099. So if we can get above that, yeah. It's a pre-market high of 1127, but we've got a morning high of 1099. So on the way back up, we found resistance at the $11. So if we get back over $11, Sega might be interesting later in the day. I don't trade the FTSE, Mike. If I'm being completely transparent, I don't trade the FTSE. There's a reason I don't trade the FTSE and the stocks on the. I don't trade the markets because they're a derivative. I'd rather trade the instruments that make up the derivative. But the instruments that tend the companies that tend to be listed on the FTSE, whilst you can get some volatility, you don't get the volume like you do on the NYSE, on the New York Stock Exchange. I know, like most of the markets, the FTSE is slightly up on the day. We're talking about what, 0.2% or something like that on the day at the moment. But I don't trade the FTSE. I don't trade the markets because I don't trade derivatives. So I won't trade ETFs for that reason either. I'd rather trade the instruments that make up the ETF or make up the markets. I don't trade futures, and I don't trade forex. So just saying. But all the markets are green this morning. Only slightly green, ever so slightly green, but that's a good thing. So if we look at the S&P 500, this is represented here by the SPY. You can see that this dotted line here is yesterday's closing price. So we're up slightly on the day, almost 1/3%, 0.3. So the Nasdaq, which is tech stocks, similar story. That's 0.37 up on the day. The Russell Index, which is more relevant to myself because I'm a small cap trader. I tend to trade low float, low cap stocks in the main, and this is also up, so 0.3%. So we're starting off. I mean, it's relative. If we look at these 15-minute right now, where we finished yesterday, and we had a little bit of a spike after hours, but then this was at 4 o'clock. We had a sell-off when the market opened for the morning session. We bounced, and we're trading sideways. So it's not looking too bad. It was kind of a choppy sideways day yesterday, but whilst it finished slightly down, it wasn't really down that much, which was good news. And if we can have a bit of a rally today, whether we hold it or not, I'm not too worried about. It's just if we exhibit a trend intraday, we can capitalize on that with the momentum that gives additional stocks. So the Russell Index, which is IWM, the Russell Index is the index for the small cap index. They're not going walking those woolly rats again. Morning, Super Chip. So everybody, let's get to 500 likes. Let's tap the screen 10 times. That should get us to 500 likes before the half-hour mark. No problem, Mike. Hey, William, again. Hello again. I did say hello earlier. So TNXP is the biggest mover this morning, above $2, and I'm stressing that there are other movers that are less than $2. But a couple of things: I try not to trade stocks less than $3. That's just part of my strategy, and I try not to. I don't get any leverage with them, first and foremost. And if you're taking a stock that's less than, let's say it's $2. So it's not even less than $2, it's $2, and it moves 10%, it moves 20 cents. Now I want something that is going to move 20 cents. I want the volatility in the range of something that's going to move 20 cents. So if it's not going to move 20 cents, then I'm going to have to take bigger size. And then that increases the risk. So if it's only going to move 5 cents, to make that move worthwhile, you might have to take 20,000 shares just to get it to move 5 cents and get the kind of gains that I'm looking for. So it becomes a little bit more risky because you're taking a bigger share size. But what you tend to find is that these companies are the float size isn't any bigger, so the actual net market cap is a lot lower. So they might only have 2-3 million shares in the float. But if you're having to take a bigger size just to make a small incremental gain, not only are you taking a larger percentage of the shares available in that float, thus reducing the liquidity in the market, you need somebody on the other side that's willing to either buy it off you or sell it off you, or a number of people that are willing to buy those shares off you or sell it off you when you want to unload them or take them on board. So it's not just the fact I can't get leverage with sub $2 stocks. You've got to factor in a lot of these things in terms of mitigating risk, and the liquidity in the market is always a big one. If you've got a larger cap, a larger float stock that's lower priced, so it's a small cap, but because of the low price, but it's got, you know, a float of say 100 million or above, then you're less likely to have those issues. But for low float stocks, you can get huge volatility. Somebody decides to unload big size before you do, and if you're holding big size yourself, you end up you've blown up your account. Opinions on Amazon. Let's have a look at Amazon. Is it this Friday or is it Monday? The stock split. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. I think it's Friday. I think it's Friday after hours. So Amazon at the moment, I've just put it on the screen. So Amazon at the moment is trading at $2,500 a share. So what that means is Joe Public, you and me, and I think it's a 20-to-1 split if I'm not wrong. 20-to-1. Is it Monday? Okay, I stand corrected. So it's a 20-to-1 split. So basically, what that means is that it's going to go from $2,500 a share to about $120 a share. So I won't trade Amazon. I'll invest in Amazon long term, do dollar costing investing. It's what I see a much lower cost or a much lower risk investment. And there's a lovely double bottom on the daily, but it's too expensive to trade on the interim, and it's much too expensive for Joe Six-Pack in the street with his small account to invest in. Even though he wants to invest in Amazon, because historically over the years it's not only grown at the rate that the market, it's actually one of the stocks that outperforms the market historically. So going for a stock split, and the analogy that I continue to use is you take your $20 bill or £20 note, whatever it is, and you go to the cashier and you change it for it's $1 bills. So you're getting 20 tokens for your one. Same thing. So you get 20 shares for every one of your one. Your monetary value, the actual value of your holding doesn't change. You're still holding for your $20. You still have $20. It's just in lower value tokens. You've got more of them. Same thing here. But what's actually happening is they're going to be effectively add liquidity to the market, because more people will be able to trade Amazon, more people will be able to invest in Amazon because it becomes more affordable. So that's the way I see this as bullish, as opposed to a lot of people say, well, you know, the stock's going to be only $120 instead of $240 or $2,400. And the reality is that there's going to be more people investing in it. People who are already investing in it, the institutional investors already recognize this, so they won't change their position. People who are already invested in this will get 20 times as many shares as they've already got by default. And then your average Joe Public with his small savings account and his small investment account will be able to say, oh, Amazon's down at a low price, I can afford that, maybe I'll get 10 shares or 50 shares or whatever it is that they can afford, and they'll just hold, they'll buy and hold, forget. And that's what value investing is. You don't worry about the peaks and the troughs, the roller coaster ride that we as day traders look for. You just buy the stock, you do a bit of fundamental analysis. Is it worthwhile? Is it going to be a good company in the long run? Does it have a good future, etc.? Is it going to go increase in value? What are the earnings per share? That kind of stuff. In terms of dividends, and you look at it and think, okay, this is going to be a good investment for the future. It's only going to get better and better. So you go like, and instead of buying fractional shares, which some brokers allow you to do, you can go out and buy however many number of shares for $120 instead of for 2,400. So I like. I actually think it's a bullish thing. Personally, my own opinion, not financial advice. I'm not telling you to go out and buy Amazon, even though I already have a holding. But what I'll probably do is I'll wait till Monday and buy more. Do some dollar cost averaging with because that way I can get incremental numbers of shares in terms of the difference. I've not got a lot of shares of Amazon, for me, I'm being completely honest. I've just got some. What do I foresee as a more so 1 minute, 5 minute this week's chart? On what stock there? On Amazon? I mean, this is the 1 minute that you're looking on Amazon. If I look at it on the 15 minute, look at this. It's had a good day yesterday, along with a number of others. But look at it on the daily. You've got a lovely double bottom here, so I can see this continuing to rise, and then on Monday I can absolutely continue. We've got a gap here, lovely gap between 2,600 and 2,670 and 2006 now, so there's a good $60 gap there, and nature abhors a vacuum. The markets abhor a gap. What you tend to find is price action if it moves up to that far, and I've no doubt that it will. Now, of course, the pricing, you'll have to look at the split pricing, and it will come down to $120 a share as opposed to 2,400. But this gap on the daily, it kind of excites me, because that you could get a nice move up there. I think we potentially could fill that this next week. So if it's a 20-to-1 split, what's currently going to be $120, you're probably going to get what, a good $135, whatever, a good $10 move in the next week. Not financial advice, just my opinion. Just looking at the patterns, just looking at the news. Looking, if you wanted to swing this, I think that Amazon's a potentially good stock to be swing trading, and you could take, if you've got a $5,000 account, take a couple of shares, and set your stop down here, and look for the move up there. So you set your stop at this level here, the high of the internal of the W, 2300, and you'd look for that move there. Well, I think no, I'm bullish on Amazon. If you didn't get the message, I'm bullish on Amazon. TNXP still not. And this went up to 1150s back in March. My goodness, TNXP's been as much as 45 in the last year. So just goes to show biopharma stocks, you can get these big run-ups and then big sell-offs. There's obviously some kind of stock split showing up there, but it's been up at $78 in the last couple of years. 2020, 2020, yeah. No problem, Chang. Do I think the SPY will continue to rise until Friday? I actually do. I think we're going to have a rally week this week. So we're consolidating at the moment. We had a consolidation day. So let's go back at the SPY, the S&P 500. If you're wondering what the SPY is, it's the S&P 500. It's an ETF that represents the Spider ETF that represents the S&P 500. So if you look at this on the daily, again, like you did with Amazon, we've got this double bottom. If you look at it on the hourly, there's 15 minute, not sure. I think it was the hourly. Zoom out, I think I saw, yeah, there we go. This inverted head and shoulders that I saw on the SPY a couple of, last week I think it was. And we've rallied up there since then. So that's we've got the double bottom, we've got the inverted head and shoulders, all very bullish patterns, and then we've reached this level here, and we're just we're moving sideways at the moment. We're doing a bit of a consolidation at the moment, but that's not a bad thing. I don't mind a consolidation, small pullback, whatever it is, for a further move up. So I think we can get kind of 420, 425 before the end of the week. Wouldn't surprise me. On the SPY. My opinion, not financial advice, not a stock pick, not a signal. Just saying what we're just looking at the patterns and calling out the patterns that I'm seeing, and just calling out what my opinion is. If you take my opinion, if you act on my opinion and lose money, that's on you. Don't sue me. So everybody talks about dark pools because it sounds nefarious, and it's just another area to exchange for institutions to exchange shares. There's nothing nefarious about dark pool. It actually adds liquidity to the market, so I wouldn't worry about dark pools. Yeah, but again, I wouldn't worry too much about the large orders on the SPY, because, like I say, the SPY follows the index, and as opposed to the price action on the SPY being independent of the index, it's a derivative. So it's not something that it's not something I worry about a large order at 420, because if the index is moving up, if the instruments that make up the price of the index continue to move up, it doesn't matter who's buying the ETF. The ETF's base price is based on the instruments that it's made up of. So looking at level 2 on the SPY or any other ETF, it's kind of a bit of it's a little bit misleading. you really want to be looking at the price action on the wider instrument, the wider market, and you want to be looking at the orders in the level 2 on the instruments that have the biggest impact on the market. You know, your Amazons, your Microsoft, your even Tesla now, and all of these. TNXP to 428. Well, it's got range. It does have range. 428, I'm not sure, but it could do. I'm not ruling it out. We've got a pre-market high from after hours yesterday of 346. Then it actually sold off all the way to 260s and moved back up to 340 before selling off to 290. So it's got range, you know. Did this not move with the rest of the petrol market yesterday, with the rest of the energy sector yesterday? I think it's just moving with the energy sector at the moment. I mean, if we look at, I looked at Brent, and it almost, well, I think it did for a short period of time. It broke above $120 a barrel. Have I got Brent? Let's go back to Brent. So Brent crude oil. So it's up at the moment. Brent is $117 a barrel. So it did come down as low as $116.50 that is, yesterday. Oh, this morning actually. So it did break above 120 at one stage. I'd like to see it stay below 120. I'd like to see it back under 100, but you know, I don't think we're getting that anytime soon. But if the rest of the oil sector, the whole energy sector moved up yesterday, so Oasis is no different. It's not got volume pre-market, so I wouldn't trade it pre-market. And the rest of the oil sector doesn't seem to be moving volatile today. So just watch what the rest of the oil market is. As the oil prices move up, you'll see Oasis move up. As oil prices move down, Oasis is likely to move down. Yeah, I mean, I look at level 2, but you've got to understand that level 2 can be manipulated as well. So don't use level 2. I wouldn't recommend using level 2 for trading purely on level 2. And for those of you wondering what level 2 is, it's the order book. It basically shows the orders that have been placed but are not yet marketable, so they've not yet been bought or sold. You see orders at various levels, but it can be manipulated. People can place non-marketable orders and they can cancel them just before they get to where they're getting. So I do look at level 2, but what I tend to use level 2 for is more for confirmation, more for looking at confirmation of areas of support and resistance, buyer or seller walls. So that if we're looking if we're getting a pattern breakout, for example, and we're looking to get that, we're approaching that breakout. Let's say it's a flat top, so it's a flat top ascending wedge, and we're moving up towards that resistance level that we've tapped 3 or 4 times already. And I look at the level 2 just to see, well, do we have any big sellers there? Do we have any big seller walls? and then I might just wait for confirmation of the break before I'll take my entry position, rather than trying to anticipate the break and then getting faked out and losing money. So that's what I use level 2 for. What am I buying right now? I'm waiting for something worth buying. So TNXP is probably the one that I'm looking at. I'm just going to close these doors and bring the dog in. Got the ground workers coming. Oh. Close the door. Well, the dog's sunbathing on the terrace and on the balcony, and I've got the groundsman coming round mowing the lawn, so I thought I need to close the door. So TNXP is moving up on pattern granted. Don't want you lying near the tripod, you have a habit of knocking it over. So we've just broke highs. Just broke session highs. We got up as high as 350. So we rejected at the $0.50. We want to see that $0.50 level. Well, we've got a doji on the 5-minute just there at the moment, topping tail doji, which is usually a sign of reversal, Alex. So this little topping tail doji. So I'm expecting a bit of a pullback right now. But that's not to say that we won't get a, you know, because we're getting it on the 2-minute and on the 1-minute and the 2-minute. That's quite a good flag setup. But it's low volume. I mean, we've got 11, nearly 12 million shares traded this morning already. I'm watching this or move back up. Retest that $0.50 level, and then maybe we can take a position. Oh, the company is TNXP Pharmaceuticals, TNXP. I've traded this a few times in the past. A monkeypox vaccine patent. TNXP Pharmaceuticals announces issuance of US patent for TNX-801 smallpox and monkeypox vaccine and recombinant pox virus platform technology. So monkeypox getting a lot of press in the last couple of weeks. They use it. Not a huge float either, so it's an 18 million share float. So the fact it's got such range is understandable. Well, I think the fact that we've the US Treasury has printed more money in this last 2-3 years than has been in existence in every year before that combined, just says a lot about the whole quantitative easing piece. So, as the Italians like to say, it's a faguzzi. And they won't disclose how much gold they have in Fort Knox either. So how much gold they're holding back to justify that. The American economy is basically goosed. on a knife edge. They owe billions and billions, well, trillions to China and other countries, IMF, and pretending like they're the richest country on the planet, and they're not. Take a position there. HPE or HPQ? HP Enterprise or HP Inc? There's a different there, Super Chip. So HP Inc is HPQ. HP, which is, they've got earnings today, whereas HP Enterprise is HPE. Two different companies. Origins were the same. Hewlett Packard. Well, Hewlett Packard doesn't exist in its original state anymore. It was broken up and sold off into its many derivatives. So that's why I'm asking, is it HPE or HP? Because you've said HPE, but I was thinking that HPQ has its earnings today, after hours. So I figured you might be thinking about HP Inc. as opposed to HP Enterprise. And I'll take a look at them for you in a moment when I get out of this trade. It's probably going to be sooner rather than later because I didn't get the volume move up that I expected, and giving it 10 cents. Didn't quite get there yet. There we go, get out. I'll try that again later. Okay, so Vive. All right, so Viva Systems, currently no volume. So from an intraday trading perspective, there's nothing to see here. There's no volume, no trades. Pretty much where it was yesterday. Where was it yesterday? Let's look at it on the 15-minute chart. It just posted sideways. Look at it over the last couple of days. It's not been doing a huge amount. I don't know much about Viva Systems, so I couldn't give you any advice as to whether I think it's a buy or not. Do your own due diligence. Always do your own due diligence. What I would say is that it does seem to be following the wider market as a whole. So, and these higher cap stocks do have a tendency to do that. But if you know something about it from a fundamental point of view, then take a look, Super Chip. HPE, and I'll do a HPQ as well. Trading sideways, pretty much very similar to the overall market, but this is 15.75 at the moment. On the 1 minute, it's low volume, no trades to be taken at the moment. Look at it on the 15-minute, you can see how it transpired yesterday. We had the initial sell-off, up, double bottom, and then the move up. Right now, it's just trading sideways. As I say, we need volume, we need some action. See what happens at the bell. Look at it on the daily. Very messy chart. I wouldn't know where to advise you on what to do with that. I wouldn't be buying it. Just okay. HPQ, which is HP Inc., which is $39, and again, very volatile chart on the daily. Look at it on the 1 minute, still no volume. So look at it on the 15 minute, what it was doing yesterday was just consolidating sideways. You've got quite a narrow range at the moment. It's not really doing a lot, hasn't done a lot for the last couple of days. It has been moving steadily up over the last week from kind of $34 up to where it is now. So it's had a $5 gain over the last week. But I'm not seeing any trades there yet. Let's see what happens with the earnings this evening. That's what I would say. NTAP. So on the 15 minutes, look at it on the daily. It's downwards on the daily. It's again similar to the overall market, but probably not as pronounced in terms of the double bottom that the market had, or the head and shoulders that we were looking at. Look at it on the 60 minute. You can potentially argue for a double bottom there. It's a bit wispy. I wouldn't say this. It's had a couple of good days over the last week, in line with the wider market, trading sideways. In terms of intraday, right now, pre-market, there's no movement. It's got some range on it though. It does have some range. It's a good dollar range at least. So yeah, it's that'll be HPQ because they've got their earnings. They've got their earnings call after hours today. So that's and HPQ is decent forecast for their EPS. GameStop's got earnings after hours as well. Hey Michael, I'll have a look at Mullen Motors for you. So Mullen is currently at 152. Had a good day yesterday. Had a good move up after the battery testing results that it had. So it's 152. It has a pre-market high of 156 and a low of 146. But it's moving upwards in a general upwards direction right now, although it's only slightly above the VWAP. So Mullen looks interesting. If you like these low price stocks, you might get a continuation off yesterday's rally based on the catalyst, which was the polymer battery testing results. ASTL. Nothing on the lower time frames. It's just zero volume, literally no volume at all on the lower time frames. Look at it on the 15 minutes for what happened yesterday. After its initial sell-off, so it moved up, sold off, and then ranged sideways. So we've kind of got a bit of looks like a flat bottom around the 950 level with a descending wedge into it. That's typically bearish. So be careful with this one. It looks like it might break downwards. On the daily, yeah, it's not looking great. And they sell off a little bit of a rally, but the 60-minute chart is suggesting to me that this is going to break downwards today. So ASTL, I wouldn't recommend it. Personal, not financial advice, just my own personal opinion. Mullen's always got good volume, but in terms of relative volume, so it's already traded 9 million shares this morning. It's a very popular stock, but it's quite a liquid stock. But it's not being ignored, that's for sure. So let's go back to GME. No volume yet. TNXP. We've got 40 minutes to the open. This is setting up, looking like a nice little flag setup, particularly on the 2 minute. Lack of volume. I figured when we got this hammer that it would move up, but we'll see. Wait for the break at 340 again. Try again. Same goals as before. Of this 37, I'll take that as my exit then. Looking for test the $0.50. That'll do. We broke the $0.50. Take some profit off. We'll see the move up. Just get back into the green. That's green, gets us green on the day. Waiting for that breakout. We're in at 340, so we've got a bit of a cushion on this now. Add back for next entry, which is 55. Just in Tonix Pharmaceuticals, we've got 2,500 shares. Pulling back some there. Breaks that low of 345. Is the low on the 2 minute candle, 2 minute time frame. So I will get a. That's the support I'm looking for. So we'll get out there. We'll just take the profit. So 225 profit so far. Not quite where I wanted it to go, but we'll look for the re-entry. You can always get a re-entry. Figured out. So just so you're wondering what that trade was there. So I got in for the break of the candle to make a new high here, which was also the break of the 9 EMA, 340. I was giving it 10-cent risk like I did previously, with a view to making 360. We didn't quite get 360, I took profit at 357. It went up to 359 and was rejected at 359. So we didn't quite get 360, which was the target I was looking for. And when it came back, I took the rest off. The rest off here. So on the way back down. And now I'll look for a re-entry on the 2-minute time frame, which currently is 354, 355. Why is GME going down? It's got no volume. There's nobody trading it at the moment. GME is down 2% after it's rallied from last week. There's nobody trading it right now. It's got earnings later today, though, Aussie. So we'll see what happens this evening. They opened the NFT marketplace a couple of weeks ago, and the market just didn't take to that. Yes, they got earnings this afternoon after hours, or this evening. Looking for a move up. Tight risk, 5 cents. Not quite ready, we didn't get the volume. Normally when you get the breakout like that, it's a lovely little flag breakout, a bull flag breakout, but we didn't get the volume push on. So that shows, and that happens on the 1-minute time frame. Confirmation on the 2-minute time frame, which is what I was trading, but a bit of a fake out at the moment unless we get the volume coming through now. We should get 360 on this. At least tap 360. I can't tell you that, Aussie. Nobody knows. I don't know what how the market's going to react after that earnings call or not. Nobody does. You can speculate. And that's all anybody ever does. My opinion on GME is I'll be very surprised if it does go up after the earnings call. I think it probably will come down a little bit. We might get a little bit of a bounce a little bit later in the week. But then again, GME, AMC, these meme stocks, to be fair, they don't trade like regular stocks. They're a law unto themselves. So it depends, I guess, on the community, because they're heavily retail owned. AMC, GME, they're very heavily retail owned. So the fundamentals apply less to these kind of stocks that are heavily owned by retail. It's tracking the EMAs, the 9 and the 20 fairly well. Just 5 cents I wanted. Now can we get to 65? $5,000 shares still. Finding resistance at that 60. I'll just take, it's not moving as quickly as I expected. I'm just going to take half off there. It's another $100 to lock in, and we'll get out at break even if it pulls back. Just kind of reducing our exposure. Take that off. So 700. It's a base hits, slow going, but we're racking up the profits. So that's all you can do. So 700. It didn't quite go. I was hoping it would get to. Ideally, I wanted it to move up. A little pullback, maybe 5 cent pullback, and then move up to the $0.75 level. But it didn't work that way. So we're probably, because we're breaking highs now. It's high of session. So we've got 25 minutes to the bell. When the volume comes in, this may get to around $4 if the market, if we don't get, because what are we right now? We're 45% up on the day. We may get some reaction to the market at the open, some profit takers possibly, but I can see that it's a good catalyst. The market could take well to this. We might get a good run on this, and hopefully we can start the day off with a parabolic mover. That would be nice. But likewise, just manage your risk, guys. Manage your risk. If it doesn't feel like it's going to do what you want it to do right away, it's either going to move or it's not. If it doesn't do it right away, don't hold it through consolidation. You watch me holding a position through consolidation too often, and do you know what? It's bad practice. It's a bad habit. And just get out of that. Well, we've not got a big enough cushion to, get cocky just yet. Not like yesterday. We had a lovely cushion to start the day yesterday with AMC, but we've not got that today yet. So we'll keep looking for entries. It doesn't have to be this particular stock. Don't ever get married to a particular stock when you're day trading. So Black Sky moving up again. Houston American Energy. So the energy stocks are now coming into the fore. So Houston American had a good day yesterday, but then sold off. It's still red on the day. It had a good day pre-market, reached its peak, a couple of hours into the market, then sold off. So I'm looking at a chart you can't see. So you can see pre-market it did well, Houston American Energy, and this was the same for all the energy stocks, had a similar pattern. They moved up and then sold off a couple of hours into the couple hours after the bell. So it wasn't great, but then after hours it just consolidated sideways. So it's down on the day at the moment, 4%, but it's trying to make a move upwards. Black Sky symbol is BKSY. Black Sky won a contract last week for a $1 billion contract, billion with a B, won a $1 billion contract with the US government last week, Michael, which is why they've been moving up over the last few days. If I go to that particular BKSY, think of it as Banksy, the artist, but Black Sky have a little pop. If you look at this on the 1 minute, obviously you've got a little pop there, but if you look at it on the 15 minute, you'll see what I'm talking about. It moved up yesterday, steady sell-off up until the morning session, and then we've just had this double bottom almost. So this might get green in the next few minutes. And then if you look at it on the 60 minute, you'll see what I'm talking about. This is when we had the news of the contract last week. It popped up, sold off into the close, and then consolidated. So it had a good day yesterday on the back of that. Other than that, and if you look at it on the daily, you can see when the news happened here. No problem. So I'm looking for 56. A bit of a flat top formation here at 55. So that's, and it's a ascending flat top. So that's quite a bullish formation normally. Of course, no pattern is 100%. Just remember that, guys. No pattern is 100%. If you find patterns, bull flags, flat tops, bear flags, flat bottoms, these kind of patterns are usually very high percentage in terms of follow through. You get other patterns like cup and handle, head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders, inverted cup and handles, this kind of stuff, wedges, triangles, diamond tops and bottoms, all this kind of stuff, which are probably not as accurate. But if you get to recognize all of these patterns, then you can look for confirmation on other time frames where other patterns may be setting up, and it just gives you that little bit of an edge. So we're getting narrowing pennant on the 5 minute to flag on the 5 minute, which is 356 is the high on that candle. So we've got this lovely flag on the 5 minute. Get it on the 5 minute there, so you can see this flag formation. So, let's say at the flat top, you have the flag formation, no pattern is 100%. You're just trying to give yourself that little bit of an edge. Great, Phil. I'm glad you do. It actually helps me to provide that running commentary as well, Phil, because it justifies my entry. And if I can't provide running commentary of why I've got into a position or why I'm holding a position, it makes me think, hang on a minute, am I actually in this? Have I made the right decision here? Got 20 minutes, 19 minutes to 19 minutes to the bell. Have I got any cup of tea left? No, it would have gone cold by now anyway. So I'm just gonna make myself, looking for a dog. I'd make myself a nice cup of tea. Look after the stream while I'm going for the next minutes. Put you back out in a minute. There you go. Put you back. I know that's what you wanted. $350. What are my profits for this month, Gillian? It's the 1st of June. You can see the profits on. It's the 1st of the month. The profits are 700, right in front of you. It's the 1st of the month, so it's starting from zero today. Although I didn't get round, I forgot to do it. I forgot to withdraw my profits from last month, all to 2,000. Well, $1,900 of it. Well, it's actually, I've got more to withdraw because I had the huge drawdown. I had to put money back in to recover. So we actually did finish green trade profit last month for May. It was 1,900. It actually was 12,000, just shy of 12,000 down net. So it actually cost me money to trade last month, but the trade profit was green. So that's why I'm spinning it. At least I like to think, yeah, no problem, Julian. And I understood what you meant, and which is why I'm going into it. So last month, we had that huge drawdown on the first week, and we had to trade our way back, and we got trade profit. We got green on the month yesterday, the very last trading day of the month. So we had a 6,000 day trade profit yesterday, which was a little over $5,000 net profit, but we were still just over 11,000 red on the month if you take into all the transaction charges and everything else on there. So I actually lost money in May as a result of that. If I factor in the 12,000 I actually spent on Tesla calls as well, I actually lost a bit more. But although I've made money on the crypto, because I did some dollar cost averaging on my Ethereum and Bitcoin, which is now over $30,000 again. So Bitcoin, so swings and roundabouts. But in terms of the day trading P&L last month, just under $2,000 green on the month. which, you know, I was earning more than that in my last job, so a bit disappointing. But I'm still profitable for the year, so I will be taking my the 25k's worth of profit that I missed out on. But I took 35k out in April, had to cancel that transaction to refund the account. So I'll be taking 25k, which basically compensated for the 11k and change that we lost in May. We're taking 25k as my withdrawals. That's effectively the profit from April, that no profit from May. So still a lot of money. It's still good money. I don't know how to take that super chip. Yeah, I just saw that one. So that had a real big pop. Well, it will be about, once I withdraw the 25k, it depends on what I make today, actually, but I'll do that. In fact, what I'll probably do is I'll probably trade, I'll withdraw at the end of the week and see what happens. But in theory, if I take the 25k out, I'll be starting with just over 28k. So I tend to start each month with approximately, give or take, when I withdraw a round number. I could be withdrawing 25k, I could be withdrawing 30k, I could be withdrawing 75k. Whatever it is that month, I withdraw the closest. I always round it to the closest 5k, and that's what I withdraw. So I've usually got approximately 30,000 to start the month with. So I'll be starting this month. I'll be trading. Right now, I've got an equity position of 53,000 on my account. But once I withdraw the 25, that'll leave me with an equity position of about 28k. I've already made 700, so maybe 29k. So it looks like I will be starting June with about 30,000 ish. As I always try to do. That's just my methodology. Some people like to start with a small account. Some people like to keep 100k in their account, have a big account. It's all down to personal preference. Now, and I think if you're getting over 100k equity, that's like 600,000 with capital markets, 600,000 buying power. You end up trading too big. So I like to kind of, I don't want to, it's difficult to trade with a small account. I'm being completely transparent with everybody, because people say, what's the minimum account size to get involved in? And I say $5,000, and it's difficult. It's hard. If you get used to a certain level, a certain standard of living, to trade with a $5,000 account is extremely difficult. So if you're ambitious and you want to be doing 5,000 a year, then you're not going to cut it with a $5,000 a day. You're not going to cut it with a $5,000 account. You need a bigger account. Money makes money. So the bigger account you've got, the better chance you have of making whatever dollar value daily that you really want to make. I'm just going to stick this on here. That's 242, so 250. Interested. Oh no, absolutely. The small account challenges are great. It's if you get to a point where you're earning good money day trading, and take your time to get to that point. Please don't rush the process, because you'll get frustrated as hell and you'll blow your account up by trying to rush the process. But take your time getting to a point where you've got a good sized account that you can actually trade and earn good profits with. It's always good to sporadically go back and trade with a smaller account, or like I have a large account, you have your small account. And well, actually, this is supposed to be my small account, but you know, be able to go back and trade with a small account. It's great in terms of trader therapy. So if you find that you're losing a lot, or you've got a big drawdown, you move away from your regular account and just trade in your small account for a little while, and it forces you to be more disciplined, because you don't have the funds available in that account to take big size. So you have to take the best setups, and it just forces you to, and reinforces that muscle memory of and discipline of taking the best setups. No point taking a trade if it's not an A+ setup. Oh, I missed that lovely breakout on TNXP whilst I was making my cup of tea. Look at that. Nice little breakout. So that went up to, so we've now got a high of day 372. I might do another small account challenge, probably maybe July. It gets a bit quieter in July, so I might do another small account challenge in July. Absolutely, only swing the bat if it's worth swinging. And I'm probably one of the worst culprits for that. I'm on my own worst enemy for swinging large when there's no need for it. You know, base hits are base hits. Take your base hits and stack up those bases, and then when you do swing hard, you get a real home run. You get multiple home runs in one, you know? 5 minutes to the bell. You will get notified when the bell goes off. Simply because I've got it programmed to play the nicey bell sound. Have a look at HSDT again. Oh, that's curling round now. So I want to see that above 250, above the $0.50, above the VWAP would be nice. Your reception cut out, or my reception cut out? Oh, good to see that the markets are looking quite bullish today. Not saying that they will move up. I'm just saying it looks like that's what they plan to do. Well, you're the only one complaining, Super Chip, so I'm going to put it down to it was yours, because if everyone else was, if it was me, it would have been everybody. So sort your internet, Super Chip. I had to, just to please you guys, I had to go out and get fiber to the door installed. So come on, sort your internet out, reciprocate a little bit, fella. Oh, seriously, that was a pain. That really was painful, and I'm going to put that as the reason why I lost money. That first week in this gaff with trying to trade on mobile data was painful. Scary too, when you get the the buffering on your trading platform because you're on mobile data, no, that's not healthy. When you've got a name like IV Spam, why would I accept your invite to co-host with me? I mean, it just says that you're going to spam my account. You're going to spam my stream. So, makes no sense. Well, we've got a minute left before the market opens, so I'm going to move my stocks into the regular market ahead of time. Stocks, scanners. Remove my scanners into the regular market ahead of time. Got 30 seconds left. Like, if someone wanted to co-host with me and they have a channel that is finance related, maybe if they had a crypto channel, then I'd have no problem with that because they would be the crypto expert and I would be the, well, I wouldn't call myself an expert, but well, it depends. What was your goal? What's your daily goal there, Phil? If that's a good, there we go. There's the market. If you've hit your daily goal, Phil, then just sit out the next 5 minutes, watch the volatility of the open, and then only trade A+ setups. If you hit your daily goal pre-market, only trade the A+ setups. Now, the idea is you get green, you stay green. Just watch the opening range form on everything else. Look for the momentum stocks. Watch the opening range form. We're not getting the gap and go on any of these two big gappers, these pharmaceutical stocks. We were looking for the first candle to move and break pre-market highs. That's your gap and go. Now I'm looking for opening range breakout. So now I want to have the opening range form. Tesla, wow, that just popped up nicely. And GME moving up. Went green just briefly at the open. There we go. Trying to go green. Check out Tesla. Tesla's having a bit of a rally here. 765. Hey, you know what? My calls might actually be worth something on Friday. This right? Come on, Tesla. 200 bucks. 200 bucks in a day. That'll do. Again, $200 in a day, and I'll be absolutely stoked. Not likely to happen, but I can dream. Island Stock Bootcamp. I like that one, Michael. I'm going to rename my school. Instead of Day Trade with Tony, the course, it's going to be Island Stock Trading Bootcamp. Buy your hotel on the islands. Depends which islands though. Some islands I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to. No, I know. It just adds a little bit of authenticity, doesn't it, Jack? I like having the opening bell, and of course, if I miss it, if I'm in a trade, it frightens the life out of me because I'm not paying attention. I wonder if Tesla's gonna get over $800 today. To put 760s. Okay. Got a few trading halts. No. Oh, that's ICVX. To the downside. Some volatility on this one. IWMX, Imix Biopharma. Nothing jumping out of the scanners right now. Why not? Everybody comes with 25k, and it's like the PDT rule, but on an island. Snap, $14. Didn't have great earnings the other week. Gap down, huge sell-off. Is it going to continue to rally, or was it just a dead cat bounce? That's the question. Get on the daily, you'll see what I'm talking about. We had this kind of downwards pressure, then it gapped down and had a little bit of a rally, then a sell-off. Is it going to rally today and get above 16, or is it going to be false hope and then sell off and a bit of a dead cat bounce and go down towards 12? Just be careful if you're trading Snap. Look at where I've traded it up here, all these up at 50s and 60s. It just shows how far it's fallen. This is selling off there. Got the opening range formed. Got the opening range high. We're actually breaking lows now. So we're breaking through the opening low. So the opening high here of 365 with a low of 339. We just broke that. So 65 opening range high is really what you want to be looking at. We'll see, Roberts. We'll see. I'll take a look at Snap again later. I'm just waiting for some nice. Oh, hello. Sega's gone green. After it's selling off. Oh, it had a terrible day yesterday. Now I want to see the pre-market high. We had 1127. We just tapped that and was rejected. Funny enough, that's been significant level for quite a while. 1127. Sega. Rejected at 1130. Just watching the signals. Price spikes, halt resumes, higher day, that kind of thing. There's nothing on the momentum scanner, so I'm just looking for action. CRM, so Salesforce had their earnings last night, and they're up a nice percentage. They're up at 13% today. A decent volume too. Not high volume, but decent. They're the third top mover so far. Salesforce. It's a much higher price stock. That's $180 a share. A much larger capped company as well. AMBP, well, is that? Let me have a quick look for you. Yeah. Be careful, it's not great volume. Very low volume. If you're taking this, it's got good range. It's moved up nicely there, but it's on low volume, so just be careful. 160,000 shares is the highest 1 minute candle. It's less than 100,000 shares a minute, so just be careful with that. Ardam Metal Packaging. Yeah, well, that happens, Roberts. Absolutely, that happens a lot. You get stocks that pop with no news catalyst, and it could be insider trading. It could be a number of reasons. So there you go. There's your catalyst right there. Ardam Metal Packaging SA, specialized disclosure. It's a form SD. If you're in Benzinga, I'll pull this up so you can actually see what I'm talking about. This is why I say get yourself Benzinga, because Benzinga is the absolute dog's bollocks. It really is. So this is, if you're in Benzinga, you go to the ticker and you can actually see the form that's been submitted. So this is the Form SD, Special Disclosure Report. This is why it's moving up. Conflict Minerals Disclosure, whatever that is. I'm not going to read it and try and decipher it, but that's essentially why it's moving. If you've not tried Benzinga, what are you doing? Just get into my link tree and check it out. Not using Benzinga, I'm like, why the hell not? Because you've got everything at your fingertips with it. It's the lack of volume. We had that one volume spike there, and you can see that it's less than 10,000 shares a minute. So the fact that they have that, let's have a look. That's moving sideways. We're getting a bit more volatility here. 42%. 43% up on the day. Well, if you go into the ticker, the news feed on the ticker, it lets you know what's there, and then you click on the catalyst itself, and it'll show you the forms. You can read the forms directly from the SEC website and stuff. It's really good. It's really good. So you get to see the catalyst. You get to see the stocks as they move. You get to see why they move, how much they move. You get to see the catalyst. You get to read the forms that are submitted. It's brilliant. I swear by it. And I know it's you can try it for free, 14 days. Check it out for free. And I know it's expensive. It's for the package, the essential package that I recommend. It's $177 a month. But if you're trading, that's peanuts for what it gives you. I get most of my trade ideas from Benzinga, so it's certainly worthwhile contemplating. I'm thinking this could be a double bottom. I'm going to get break. I'm just going to take a quick 2000 and I'll get out at 45. Just risking 5 cents here. 2,500 shares. Just thinking this could be a double bottom formation. It's skew whiff on the 1 minute. But if it is, we'll get a good 20-cent move. Yeah, I wasn't risking a lot. I was only risking 5 cents, so it didn't quite work out. It still may yet. So we might get an actual real double bottom if it comes down to tap the VWAP at 340 and then start to move back up. That could be interesting. I just felt that the low of this previous candle was only 5 cents away, so it was worth the risk. Take that as it broke a high. So first candle to break a high on this potential double bottom. What I'll look for now is move or confirmation of that move on a higher time frame, maybe. Anything moving on TNXP, Salesforce, Tonics Pharma, Helios Medical. Helios not really moving as high as I would expect. Victoria's Secrets had earnings last night. That's up as well. Oh, that definitely isn't a double bottom. Nothing really taking off. No parabolic movers right now. HSDT seems to be top of the scanners, but it's not moved. Moved up and getting back. So that's just hugging the VWAP right now. Actually, more hugging the 20 EMA actually. Where's the volatility? Very few. DraftKings. DraftKings making a move. Let's have a look at DraftKings or Donkey Kong. AMD's up there. Not a lot of, in terms of relative volatility is not great. Let's go back to, that's now selling off. Let's go back to this also, it's looking weak. Well, we've made $500 today so far. I know it's not, you know, Hollywood numbers, but it's green, and any green is good. Just a lot of choppy ranging sideways, so just don't take any trades. It's fine. If the setups aren't there, you don't have to take a trade. It's quite simple. Just wait for the setup to come. Side spark. Saw this move with good volatility last couple of weeks. But no volume. It's got the volatility, but no volume. And without both, one without the other is useless. We need both. AMC trying to go green on the day. Continuation after the weekend, but we'll see. The market's saying sideways right now. Look at the S&P 500. It's kind of sideways. It's dropped a little bit from the bell, but it's kind of sideways. Look at it. Look at it on the 15-minute chart. See this? Sideways. Even if it comes down here again, it's just sideways right now. So we're just waiting for a little bit of momentum one way or the other. So yeah, sideways at the moment. The most stock, there's not a lot of volatility. The stocks that are moving aren't doing it on volume, and the ones that have got volume aren't really moving. So they've not got that much volatility. So GME is green, considering it was like 2.5% down on the day. GME's made a good push, and that's why AMC is good with making a move up, because it's on the back of sympathy with GME. GME has got earnings after hours, so if I do power hour tonight, I might stick around for the GME earnings call, and that could be. Let me know in the chat. Do you think it will be of interest to stick around and for the GME, the GameStop earnings call this evening after power hour? Let me know. If there's demand for it, I might do it. Yeah, so even GME, it's not got the volatility. You know, we've not got huge range, not got the fast moves. The parabolic movers seem to be asleep at the moment. That one's just trading sideways since the open, since the bell. It's, like I said, possible double bottom, but really need to see 350. Take a position there. I'll give it another 5 cents, like I said. I want to see this up at 370. Take 10 cents though. 360 at least. I'm kind of looking at this on the 2 minute. It's a very clear, kind of a wonky double bottom, but it's a very clear double bottom. I'd like to see this up at 365, 365 maybe. Test those pre-market highs would be nice. Right. This is TNXP Pharmaceutical. It was the biggest gapper in the morning. Break a new low. I'll just exit for break even now. We didn't get the push I expected. There's time yet though. 360 is the minimum. That's my first profit target. And then I really want 365. Not quite got 360 either, so volume kind of died off. I'm just gonna exit this if we don't get through, don't break highs on this next candle. There we go. Take some off there. Got the 365. I was a little bit quick to the trigger. Got it. Can we get 370? Can we break highs? Can we break pre-market highs? Session highs, great. 370. Or pre-market highs. So 10-cent stop in there. 360 is the low of that candle. So we've got to stop there. I like Nvidia. I think I mean it's been beat up over the last while in terms of the market, but so we just got stopped out there. We're into four figures. It's another four-figure day, so that's a good that's a better than a kick in the teeth. We've got 1,100 bucks now as our realized gains. But I like Nvidia. I think where they are, where technology's going, where the markets are really expanding. If you look at gaming, for example, Nvidia's ideally placed to take advantage of that. You look at crypto, ideally, Nvidia's in there as well. I'm bullish on Nvidia long term. People look at Nvidia and they say, well, look at the chart. But then you've got to look at the wider market. It's pretty much the same as the wider market. So yeah, I'm bullish on Nvidia. I like Nvidia as a company. It's not a stock pick. It's not financial advice. Just my opinion. So guys, you can see this W shape here. on the 1 minute. If I just put it to the 2 minute, which is what I was looking at, it's even more pronounced. You see this W shape. That's what I was looking at, double bottom, which is what I was looking at here. I figured, okay, we've got a double bottom. It's a bit wonky. And I was a little bit too early. I should have actually got in here for the bounce on the VWAP, but in hindsight. So I was anticipating a double bottom of the W shape, as it were. And I got in a little bit too early, so I got out. Then when it started to confirm that it's doing it, that's when I re-entered, and we got the breakout. So that's a double bottom breakout. Who says technical analysis doesn't work on the 1 minute or the 2 minute? I mean, who says it doesn't work? You can see, you'll see these patterns all the time, and sometimes if you try and anticipate the move, which is what I tried to do here, we got this candle made a new high, so I thought, okay, well, I'll get in there for the move up, but I should have waited for the actual bottom, the test on the VWAP there, and maybe got in here for the candle to make a new high. Would have been a really good entry point. Probably would have got stopped out there, but you never know. If I'd done that, then it would have taken its time to get in there. Now we're testing session highs. To 369, 370 is the session high, or 369. We've got a pre-market high here at 372. So the $0.75 level is key here, guys. You want me to take a look at Neo, Michelle? Happy to do that. I'll come back to TNXP in a second. I've got it on my other screen anyway, so I can keep watching that. So Neo's having a good day. It's up at 1890s. It's up 9% on the day. I don't like trading Neo because it's such a big float. It's you know, and that's why it tends to move in line with the market. But it's having a good day today. Up at 1890s from where it closed in the 1720s yesterday, 1730s or whatever it was. What did it close at yesterday? 1739. Yeah, but Neo's having a good day. Let's go back to TNXP. So we'll get in this breakout level. 375 is really the level I'm expecting. That's the resistance level. It's 370 is the resistance level, but I'm saying 375, $0.75 level. Just remember, I always say this, quarter, half, and whole dollar levels are very psychological in trading. The market loves round numbers. And the reason the market loves round numbers is exactly that. For that reason, it's psychological. It's the traders, particularly retail traders, but it's the traders. It doesn't matter if it's retail or algorithmic or whatever. Hedge funds, that they tend to set orders, place orders, and they'll send them ahead of time on round numbers. I mean, you're going to buy, let's say you're going to buy it as a Tesla. Are you going to buy it at 764 and 37 cents? No, you might buy it at 764. More likely, you're going to buy it at 765. It's that kind of psychological element. This particular one, are you going to buy it at 363, or are you going to buy it at 365? It's very psychological. And then when it gets to the whole dollar level, 10 cents, 5 cents, 10 cents, quarter, half, and whole dollars, the lower the price, the more microscopic it becomes. The higher the price, the more generic it becomes. The wider the rounding becomes. So if you're dealing with a Tesla, for example, which is up at 760s, you're talking about $5, $10, $25, and then the whole dollar increments. Whereas if you're talking about Tonix Pharmaceutical, which is on the screen, then the quarter, half, and whole dollars are extremely important. Via's moved up. Well, I've lost TikTok, it looks like. back in a second. Stupid bloody phone updates. Phone was restarted. Sorry about that, kids, but the phone just decided to restart the updates. Automatic updates. So the phone restarted. So sorry about that. You don't have to worry about that if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch or Twitter, or if you're watching the big stream. That didn't happen. But the phone just happened to restart. So you missed. You didn't miss much. It was only just me waffling about half and whole dollars. Oof, I missed it. I was just getting set then for move up. Missed it. Again. Attention, Tony. I'll buy the dip. $355. If it gets back over $355, I'll buy the dip. Gets bought up. Back below $350, I'll get it. So that's how quickly it can go against you guys, because I wasn't paying attention. I was busy doing something, got in, and I missed the actual pop, 365, which I was looking for. Got in, and then I turned my attention to something else on the other screen, and quick pop up to 375, which was what I was expecting, and then it flushed. So with 1100 green to 900 red, it can happen that quick. So you just need to be very conscious of that fact, guys. It can happen, it really can happen that quick. So this might get bought up actually, and I'm expecting it potentially could do. So might re-enter if it does. And just so you know, and I think I said this on one of my other recent videos, is that how not to blow up your account was the video I posted. It was last night or the night before or whatever. It does tend to go against you when you are the greediest, and I went for 10,000 shares at that stage. So no, I would say get out at Snapchat. It looked very much like a dead cat bounce on the daily. So just be careful with Snapchat. I might be wrong, not financial advice. I don't want you to tell you to if I'll just show you actually. If you look at Snapchat on the daily, you see this here, this drop, had a little bounce, and then it's starting to sell off. It looks very much like this. If you can short Snapchat, is it shortable? It is shortable. Not stock picks, but it looks like a dead cat bounce. So this potentially is a moment. It's a moment to sell. and you could get a good $2 move over the course of a couple of days, maybe this week with Snapchat. That was my opinion if I was going to be doing that. I don't think it's going to move to the upside in the short term, at least. What else is moving? Nothing really. Nothing with any volume. So I'll just keep watching Tellurian's moving. Got decent volume. So I'll just keep watching tonics. I want to see if this this sell-off gets bought back up again. Watching for the confirmation on the 2 and 5 minute. So I'm looking for 355. You do see the dead cat bounce on the shorter time frames from time to time, but more often than that, that's more of a longer time frame pattern. And Snapchat really looks like that's what's happening there. Red box looks like it's selling off. Still. We did break a high, you know, high of day. Tonics. That was where everybody had their orders placed, was for the pre-market high, the break of the pre-market high. Which just goes to show you need to be paying attention for that kind of thing. Okay, so the volume seems to have died off a little bit here. Oh, Tesla's gone red. Oh, right, okay, so there's quite a bit of a sell-off and the market just sold off. So where I was there, so that was, what candle was that? That was 10:04. 10:03 was where it started. The market started to sell off. It's gone red. Nasdaq's still green now. Right, so wider market sell-off. I'll wait for that to come back. Just buy or break. Okay, I've not gone without you. Take you in quarter of an hour. Give me 15 minutes. Yeah, absolutely, Rich. I saw that, and that's why I'm kind of looking at when the SPY started selling off. It just coincided with this flush here on tonics. I'm not saying that it's causation, but or correlation even. It's just happened at the same time. Oh, I was a little bit late to the trigger there. I want to see this move back up towards 360, 365. First profit at 360. So yeah, the SPY selling off big time right now. We'll just need a bit of volume to come in here. It's the volume's very low at the minute in comparison. Nice big buying volume candle would be nice here. But hey, look, beggars can't be choosers. The market, I've learned nothing if only that the market does not do your bidding. It does not heed your will. If only it did. It's why you want to get an edge. Try and get an edge and always manage risk. Reminds me, just in case. I break even. I'll get out for a scratch if this does go against me. See this move up, take profit at 360. I've got 10,000 shares in here at the minute. That's pulling back a little bit. Move my stop up one so I don't get any slippage. taking its time right now. I don't mind slow and steady gains, but like I say, I've got the tight stop there, just effectively for 1 cent at the moment. So 1 cent will give me $100 profit on this trade no matter what, but I want it to get to 360 so I can take a little bit of profit off. Break 360, and then we can move up to 365, which is the actual target. Oiling under the 360 level. Really doesn't really trying my patience here. Looking a little bit of profit. Move the stop up slightly. This is a nice little move, 10,000 shares. I'll stop at 380. Will we break $4? Taking some profit off there. We're now back over $1,000 in profit. Stops at 380, so see this move up. I'm back if it breaks $4. The low of this candle is 82. I'm just going to move that up to 82, given that if it breaks below that, we're breaking new lows. So, first candle to break a new low will stop me out, which I'm okay with, because we're going to get him another $700 or something. We've got almost $1,000 unrealized on top of the 1,200 realized at the moment. So this is going to be a good trade in the end. Got us a $3,000 trade, given that we were 900 in the red to start the trade, and you know, you've got to accept that some days it's a roller coaster ride. You're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. That first trade was we were 1,000 down, then we got 1,000 up, then we were at 1,000 down again. So the key here is if I get 2,000 up, I'm going to stay at least 2,000 up. So new low of 1383. Let this candle form. The low of this one's 1388. So got another 45 seconds before that happens. It looks like we might get stopped out. This is coming back down again now. There we go. Got stopped out. First candle to break a new low. Okay, so finished that trade 2,100, which is why if you're paying attention and managing your risk, it's a lot easier to trade. I shouldn't have lost that $2,000 that I lost here if I was paying attention and managing, because I should have been able to get out of this on the flush for the break of new lows, which would have been around 355. So I could have saved 5 cents on that last, which would have then put me about 3,000 up instead of 2,000. But you can't shoulda, woulda, coulda, ifs, buts, and maybes. So look, green's green, and we're $2,000 trade profit green right now. That's more than most people earn in a day, for sure. So when I'm a 4-figure green day, it's a good day as far as I'm concerned. I'll do 5 more minutes, and then I will be ending the stream legitimately. SPY seems to have bottomed out. We've got on the 5 minute for the SPY, we've got a doji. Just the 5 minute. A couple of little dojis there. It's usually a sign of a reversal. We've got the doji there, reversal doji. Granted, I would prefer a bottom tail as opposed to a top tail, because the bottom tail doji would have been said that there's selling pressure, but it's like buying pressure, but this is more selling pressure. But as you can see, looks like we might get a little bit of a bounce here on the SPY. Again, it's not a big sell-off. It's not like we had the last couple of weeks where we had those big sell-offs. Although saying that, it could become a big sell-off if it continues. So we've got high of day now is 394. I'm not going to take a trade for the break of highs because we've got the whole dollar resistance of $4. We've got, well, we're not seeing a huge amount of resistance at $4. We are seeing resistance around 425. So that's the next big level. Then after that, it's 450. So again, quarter, half, and whole dollars. I'm looking at, I'm just taking these measures off the daily chart, which I've got on my screen in front of me. But I want to see this break $4 before I'm interested in trading it again. Hey Flossie, good to see you. There we go. Just broke highs. That's the new high of day. Like I say, I want to see it get above $4. Maybe even tested as support. It is the top momentum stock as well right now. Moved 10% over the 11% over the last 15 minutes. It's traded 61 million shares today, 51.5 million in the open market as opposed to pre-market. So Tonix Pharmaceutical is the top performer at the moment. Well, you know, like I said, swings and roundabouts. I'm going to be ending the stream in a couple of minutes anyway. So, you know, starting the day green, we're $2,000 up on the day, which is great. Starting the month green. There we go. There's the break of $4. Now we've got resistance. We want to see. We just rejected at $4. We got up to 404, I think it was. 404, yeah. We got up to 404. So we rejected at $4. I want to see it come back and take that again. But the time has expired, so I'm going to end the stream. I will probably stick around here for another 5 minutes. I'll be back later. I don't know if anybody wanted me to stick around after hours for the GameStop earnings call. Maybe play it live. But if not, I won't stick around after hours. I'll just probably be back for power hour later. So I'm going to take my limp along mutt, my teddy bear, for a little walk outside. She's looking at me with her puppy eyes. And I'll see you guys later for power hour. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. 400 up. That's great, Alistair. Considering you weren't going to be trading, the green day's great. Thanks, Les. That's how many green days is that in a row? It's I've put a streak together actually. I think I had 4 last week, 2 this week. Let's have a look at my overview. So like, yeah, six green days in a row so far. Looks like I've got my mojo back, guys. June's going to be better than May, that's for sure. So we're already we've already made as much profit in June as we did in May. Just saying. First day of June, we've already made as much profit in June as we did in May. More so because I don't have the fees and commissions that I did in May. But there you go. Anyway, green day, good day. Catch you guys later for power hour.